Thank you. It's delicious. All right, Bookmap, welcome to the Wednesday, April 2nd stream, 10:30. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with Bookmap on it. Once I can get it up and running. Bear with me a second. We currently have a nice little move that is still pressing higher. They just took out our resistance zone and heading to yesterday's high and the weekly high, right up here at 56.95. That'll be our target until further notice. The bulls are definitely in control for this session. Let's see. CL data drop as well. Yep. All right. I think we finally got this thing rolling here. Okay. Share my screen. S&P, Bookmap, bada bing. There we go. All right, so 56.73 climbing up here, still going. So there's no signs of shorting whatsoever. This is a pure bullish move, just like yesterday, up to this area at 5693. That's where we're going for. Still going green. Boom. 56.95 is going to be your next target. The Bookmap's blank. Is this still blank? Is it still doing that thing? I thought we fixed that. Can anyone else see the Bookmap on Discord? Man, what a move. Look at that. Once again into the 5600 zone, bounce back up, and now we're flying. 5695 is all but inevitable. Going up there. It's good now. Blasting. 5679 for NASDAQ. They're putting on a little bit more of a bearish look here, but still very, very overall net bullish. There's no signs of any kind of actionable short yet. It's just we're coming up into resistance. Looking at the order flow, we just took out the last and final legs of liquidity here. NASDAQ did too, right here at 600. But they still have a colossal amount of liquidity at 637. That is extraordinarily large exposure on the order book for NASDAQ, sitting at 637. I got you, Gab. Imagine they yank it. Yeah, I mean, they did it last week. They put a huge amount of liquidity up there and then yanked it. Very possible. Let's see. Right there. Top wick again off 620. Still not getting overnight highs. But nothing. All right, let me try a different way, because I know we had some problems with that list last week. I'll just have to mute my music. Hold on a second. Chain stream. Entire screen. Screen number 5. There we go. All right, here we go. 592 still dropping right there. Let's see how far we can go. $5.75, a little bit of dropperoni, just a little bit. Yeah, there you go. I knew that would fix it. Small red candle. So if you're looking here on the YouTube, or I guess the YouTube right now, is that there's an obvious top wick environment here inside this range. So we entered this range on Friday using the 5600 area as a base and the 5700 area as tops, and that 100-point back and forth. And once again, we're defending the highs again. So at any point, if we take out that 5695 area, the next target is going to be the imbalance at 5731, which is 60 points beyond that. All that move just to be flat. Yeah, they undid the pre-market move. Too much, too fast. Too much, too fast. 19,571 NASDAQ coming back over. Overall, look at the daily chart. What does the daily chart tell you, too? Today we have a very massive bottom wick after yesterday's bottom wick. Yesterday was almost a doji. They got that body wide enough where I could consider that a bottom wick. So the daily chart screams of accumulation. It looks like accumulation to blast back up to 5843. Tonight, when we wake up tomorrow morning, we will have a good indication of the final move. Here's a footprint for that 5-minute doji before this moves up. A lot of sellers hitting with no follow through, showing a sign of reversal. Yeah. Whenever they move the price aggressively through a level, would that be the perfect setup for MMs to trap retail in positions dust to emotion? Yep, because moving the price action aggressively through a level is a liquidity sweep. So we come up against a resistance, we pin there for like an hour, and then boom, blast off, big like 20, 30-point candle, and then they immediately hammer it. And if they immediately hammer a candle like that, so let's say they do that here. Let's say we pump up against 57.90 or 56.95. They hover there for, let's say, till 1 o'clock. huge green out of nowhere, and then they hammer it back down, that's your signal to short because they're going to bring it back down. You're welcome. What about a strangle play overnight? I don't hate the idea. I can expect major volatility. The only thing I would be worried about is if they do something like they did tonight, where they put on a big directional move and then right before or right at the open, they completely reverse it very quickly, at which point you'd have to get out of the trade very quickly. Other than that, if they were able to put on a directional move and hold it, then I think that could be a very good play. Still top wicket in this area. I was thinking about the ES could close overnight if needed. Yeah. So we are just doing the same thing we did yesterday, trickling up to this prior high. Same thing on repeat. Do you think it's wise to stay in positions today overnight? Well, I don't mind you taking on some risk as long as it's mitigated. I saw a post that there's a floor at 559, like billions of liquidity there. I don't see it. Maybe a dark pool, but I don't see it. Are your other screens for members only? Normally, yes. Today I'm live on Bookmap, though, which is a public access. $56.75. We still have this liquidity up here. They did take off that big level. They yanked it. They're at 640. Top wick still. Oh, man. New here. What's the channel everyone kind of hangs out with? What's up, Mountain Man? So currently we're in a Bookmap stream, so we're in Bookmap's. I guess he can't hear me. Bookmap server. Still going green. So if you are deciding to do any kind of short positions, you absolutely have to wait for any kind of confirmation. Any kind of confirmation. Five, 6, 7, 6 here. ES is coming up as well. All right, important move for ES. It's up to 56.96 is going to be very important. Very important. Can you look into Hero for Spy? Yeah. SP. Are you talking about Spy in relation to SPX? Let's take a look. SPX right now is showing 1 billion in calls and absolutely no puts. Literally completely delta neutral on puts. Going over to SPY. They are neck and neck calls and puts. Does it show what strikes have the most volume? Not on this one, no. Not on this indicator. But you can find it. Five, 677. Back and forth. Back and forth. When I plot POCs on NVIDIA, I trade once per week account goes boom. Hey, it's very simple. There you go. Do I see a scenario where we finish higher? Seems like tariffs are going to take it down. Well, I see a scenario of this finishing higher because everybody thinks the tariffs are going to go down. If the market is positioned for a downside move, then they will pivot this higher and squeeze everybody. That's the way these news headline catalysts go, as they play counter sentiment. It's going to trickle up the whole day until they have a sweep. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. I feel like they're about to short all IPOs and drop the news after the Max debacle. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. That was pretty crazy. Do you ever cycle through family members' accounts to help their gains? I have no family, dude. They're all dead. They're all dead. You can be your nephew. Nice. Are you talking about my immediate family, like my kids and wife? I mean, they have their own. They have their own accounts, but I don't do anything except to buy the indexes and buy stocks for them. No. They don't need to take on risk. They've got 18 to 25 years of time. When you've got time, you don't need risk. All you need is consistency. So, still going 56.895 straight up. Think you should adopt me? Come on, baby. Let's do it. How to short IPOs, not a lot of shares of value. There you go. Still going green here, up to 19,675. We are finishing off a 90-point move in 1 hour on ES. That's pretty extraordinary. Pretty extraordinary. This is just as aggressive as 56.95. So the question is, we have now had 2 rejections off of 56.95, both of which were defended with very aggressive green moves. And here we are with an even more aggressive green move. Can 56.95 survive 3 major attacks? If the answer is yes, then down we go. If the answer is no, then we'll attack the imbalance to the high. Bookmap question, it bothers me a lot. On trend days, as algos or general market, we try to take up liquidity and market move up. On some days, it does not do that and then move down. Is there any art to this? Skew. Anything with options data or bookmap or any other kind of tool that provides data is you have to look for skew. If I'm being completely honest, 70%, 60% of the time, bookmap and spot gamma don't provide any value whatsoever. It's because nothing provides value most of the time, because the market doesn't provide that accurate data 60% of the time. You have to look for skewed data. So when you're looking for a particular move, look for a heavily one-sided book, heavily one-sided options chain. And that's usually when it's going to start telling you when the market's going to move. Big red candle right here, 10 o'clock. Right off 600. Skewed data, where do you find it? You look at the chart. You look at bookmap. You look at spot gamma. I still think you're chasing the wrong cat there. If you're a dog, I guess. I still think you need to focus on VPA. You need to read complete guided volume price analysis 10 times. In my opinion, if you're brand new, I wouldn't have any tools at all. Nothing. I would have a chart, and I would have that book, and I would read and backtest, and read it again and backtest, and read it again and backtest, and read another 10 times, and then take notes. That's what I would do if you're new. Until you have a baseline understanding of volume, price action, and order flow, everything else is a distraction. But what do I know? Get your popcorn ready, closing my lotto puts. Yeah, buddy. I'm doing all the things, but I don't need confidence in any moves. Well, you're brand new, man. You're brand new. You're like an infant newborn trying to go, beat Usain Bolt in a 100-yard dash. But Daddy, why can't I run? Assuming a newborn infant can talk. I mean, I'm telling you, man, this is the hardest thing you're ever going to do. There is no easy formula for doing this trading stuff. The only thing you can do is just learn and grind, reapply, backtest, fail, adjust. That's why when you are developing a system, you have to have rules that are actionable and quantifiable. That's why when you mess up, you can have something go back and fix. If you don't have anything that's actionable, quantifiable, you don't know what to fix. I can't stress it enough, man. If you're looking for something easy, this ain't it. This ain't it. Go do real estate. Apparently, you can go sell houses and make a bunch of money these days, and go tell people whatever you want to tell them. If you're a real estate agent, don't hate me. I didn't mean to. Just the first thing that came to mind. I don't like most real estate agents. Still bottom wicking, still holding 56.95. Did I get back any plays after the first call? Negative. I'm still waiting for the nice little flow here. If you're a real estate agent, I'm going to 30-year background check you and do everything prior to real estate. Yeah. Yep. So I'm still learning. Follow on. Oh, 100%. I want you to learn, and I want you to ask questions. But my job, the reason why you pay me, is so I can guide you in the right direction. Tough love, baby. Tough love. This trading thing will show all your thoughts. It'll expose you. It'll definitely expose you. Are we thinking huge upswing today? My gut says they're about to smoke 56.95 and do one of those crazy LFG candles through 56.95. They know people are going to be short 56.95, and we've already had 2 sweeping rejections off of it, and they're about to blast right to it on a very bullish move. Another 100-pointer. So I could see them blasting 56.95 here. I pay them so I can be entertained by Dan. I love it. Yeah. I know some real estate agents who are making close to $500,000 a year. There you go. That's the reason I like trading, because it's so incredibly difficult. Yep. It's very simple, but it's very difficult. Simple doesn't mean easy. Simple just means there's not all that much to it. It's simple, yet incredibly difficult. Speaking of real estate, I'm getting my mortgage loan originator license. Nice. We need those interest rates to come back down to about 3 or 4%. It's been a while since I've bought a property. Just buy cheap and sell expensive. There you go. The new problem is that what do we consider cheap these days? First house I ever bought for investment property was $148,000. It was 1,700 square feet. I put $16,000 cash into it to make it 2,500 square feet. There's no way in heck you can do $148,000 these days. Get Logan Paul to pee on it. Yeah. Yeah. That's correct, Tristan. 58, 56.95. Hero right now is showing. Boom, boom, boom. What we got? Did they finally show up? Call buying, put selling. Straight call buying, put selling. My first was 36,000. Still have it. Always tempted to sell when a runner moves out. Wow. What was that bought back in the 80s? Maybe early 90s? What do I think about that 5750 level on Bookmap? Let's go take a look. That just came on, didn't it? Yeah. Right at 11 o'clock. You know what? With the amount of moves we've been having, we've now had, this is the fourth day in a row of some crazy big moves. With all the anticipation of negative news this afternoon, this evening, when the markets close and everyone's all cuddled up to your sweet partners in bed, you know, whispering sweet nothings into their ear, and Trump's coming out whispering sweet nothings into Mexico's ear and Canada's ear and China's ear, they're expecting everything to be pretty aggressively red. So, as egregious as 5750 seems, especially considering we just bounced off 5600, if there's gonna be a day to do it, it's today. But all things considered, all jokes aside, macro level, if we take out this 5650, we're going to the imbalance at 5730. And if we take out 5730, we're in a verified V recovery zone on the macro scale, not just today. What do I think about IHOP pancakes? I haven't been to IHOP since 2007, 6, college. I do know that IHOP is the one-legged man's favorite restaurant. Just kidding. Oh my gosh. Boo this man. Boo. I like to have fun here. What book am I referring to? The Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis by Anna Coling. It's probably about 20 bucks on Amazon. Fantastic book. If you want to learn about order flow tracking, how to track price action versus volume, and understand why the order book does what it does, awesome book. Bookmap is showing heavy liquidity from 56.95 to 57.50. I'm done for the morning. I'll be out of town for several days. I will miss you, Mojo. I hope you have a fantastic trip wherever you're going. Stay safe. What's up, Loney Clops? You're welcome, buddy. Boo this man. I love it. This could be sell the rumor, buy the news. Could be. Could be. Could be. If the power grid were to go out tomorrow, what would be your plan? Huh. Interesting question. Pass. Can't tell you my plans. Oh, man. Maybe a good thing for the grid to go down a couple months and weed out some folks. Yeah. Yeah. Befriend the local sheriff, police department. Now you're friends with the local big guns. If the grid goes down, civility and police department last about 48 hours, and then it's back to the Wild West. You got about 48 hours of civilization before things start breaking down. The last 3 days have been bullish with major bottom wicks. Market knows something. I agree. Today is a highly likely clearing event due to more certainty in the market. I agree. A lot of bottom wicks on the daily chart, 30-minute. Yep. How many power grids have I taken out? No power grids. Not a lot of power grids. But, I mean, yeah. Oh, man. Still holding just under this level. Dollars below. Nice. Filling the bird feeder and eating anything that comes in. Yeah, buddy. Little squirrel action. You ever had squirrel stew? Fantastic. I grew up on eating squirrel, man. Top wick again. That is a 10-point top wick on ES. That is the largest red candle of the day to close by far. Still defending 56.95. One of my favorite movie characters and a real... What's that? Who's that? What's the 10-year yield trying to tell us? Let's go take a look. The 10-year yields has been plummeting aggressively for a long time now. Now they're holding this 4.1 area. The difference between what's happening now with the 10-year yield and what's happening earlier is that we're seeing red action alongside red yields. That's different. Because if you notice, from 2020 until 2023, yields have rocket shipped. Went crazy. They reattacked 5 a couple times and then sold. So one of the arguments with the Treasury market and why it's still not really bouncing yet, it bounced a little bit, but it's still holding at the bottom, is because, one, the rotation trade hasn't happened yet. The flight to safety trade hasn't happened yet. And two, the whole theme here is put on some economic pressure, force the interest rates down. Whether or not be, tariffs may be one way to do that. Force the interest rates down and then recover everything. And then flight to safety the trade. So the yields could be showing that. And that's just theory. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just saying that's a theory. Honestly, I don't know. This is the first time we've ever seen a market like this, treasury market like this in history. So overall, I think the yields are going to come down. Treasury's going to rocket. It's just a matter of time. Am I going to host another conference? Absolutely. Absolutely I am. Once I get I'm building a house currently. Once I'm through building this house, we will do a conference. I'm excited, man. The first conference I had a blast. I did not expect that many people to show up. We had like 85 people show up. It was fantastic. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It won't be at Vegas though. It'll be somewhere else. Jackson Hole, that's right. Jackson Hole. Some pretty nice spots in Scottsdale for a conference. Arizona? Yeah. Tombstone, do it in Miami. I'm trying to find something that's relatively centrally located in the United States, the Estados Unidos. So as more people can come. That's always my thought process. We will have it at McDonald's. Heck yeah, man. Where was it? Last time it was in Las Vegas. I did not care for it. Was not a fan. Make it Eastern time zone like the stock market. Did you play some blackjack? I did play some blackjack. Yeah. Lost a couple $100. Visited Vegas for the first time this January. It was cool for the first day, then got old real quick. Yep. I'm not a drinker, I'm not a gambler, I'm not a smoker, and I don't care to pee in the streets. So there's nothing I could really do. Want to hear some war stories? Like real war stories or like war stories from Las Vegas? I got a whole bunch of real war stories, I just can't talk about them. Real war stories. The craziest thing I've ever seen in my life was when I was in combat. Stuff that people don't even understand. I've been a part of some major news events that I couldn't talk about. Heck, I've been on stream, and y'all have been talking about a major headline that I was involved in, that I was in the seat for, and I can't talk about it. Oh, man. Still bottom wicking. They hammered the crap out of that red candle, and now this is going to take us higher. Right here. Bottom wick. What's the most G's I've pulled? 6. I was not in a fighter aircraft. I've been in a fighter aircraft before, but my main aircraft was not a fighter. So I haven't pulled that many G's. I'm not Iceman. $56.90. Here comes up on 95. Bloomberg terminal and the fighter jet. Heck yeah, man. Lame. I quit the server then. Yeah, I understand. I don't blame you. My son's on a Navy ship in the Gulf of America. Beautiful. Well, I appreciate your sun service, Mountain Man. Beautiful stuff. $56.90 going for 95. We got 5 more minutes and the stream will be terminated. Any news? Nope. Just the tariff news this afternoon. What's the record for most G-forces endured by a human? I don't know that. I do know that in the centrifuge, a guy hit 9. But I don't know what the record is. Trump says Musk will leave soon. Yeah. How and why is the VIX still up? Good question. Why is the VIX still up? Well, it's been plummeting all day today. Now it's still, it's very red today, but it's still elevated compared to, last week. It's because there's still a level of uncertainty. No one really knows what Trump is going to say this afternoon. We could guess. We can get a good idea, but we don't know. Until all those knowns become known, the VIX is going to remain elevated. Do you widen your stops in a high volatility environment like this? I just find getting stopped out way too often. Yes. So when you're playing volatility like this in very large moves, we're about to put on a 100-point day on ES, you could play a couple of different entries, multiple entries if you want. You could put on a position and get it and scale out, and then when that position's closed, you can get out. It really depends on what you like to do. I personally like trading volatility. I like trading big moves and very quick moves. But it's because I know when to get out and stay out. I've learned a long time ago that trying to catch every point of a big move is 99% of the time an impossibility. That's only going to happen once in a blue moon. You're going to be able to catch the entire point of all the points of the entire trend. So for me, I just get my piece of the pie and I'm out. If I find any good high confidence move, then I'll get in. But like this trend here, I don't know when this trend's going to stop. It looks like they're going to smoke 56.95, but they could easily top wicket and sell the whole thing off into close. I don't know. It's based on the information I have available at my point. So in terms of stops, it's a balance between position sizing on your initial entry and appropriate stop loss. If you don't like placing a wide stop to let this thing breathe, then you've got to pull back the position size because you can't weather a 30-point drawdown on ES on a full position size. Here we go, 56.95 took it. They acquired it. And after that, it's the imbalance at 57.30. But just think through the process of mitigating your risk. Was setting up for a rug pull? Well, they rug pulled this thing 3 days in a row, or 2 days in a row now, 3 times on 2 days. And this time, this is a phenomenal bullish move. Phenomenal. We're coming up on 100 points on ES without a single pullback. And I got out way too early. Grok says 42 G's, Colonel John Paul Stapp. Jeez Louise. Get it? Jeez Louise? Oh my gosh. I boo myself. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Puts on dad jokes. 5,700. Here we go. Took out overnight highs. Straight up move. 57.30 is the next target here. You've got the SR flip at 57.18 and the bounce at 57.30, and they're going to take it. It's going, 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 baby. Straight up. $1 billion in calls, so they're not really putting on a ton of calls here. I mean, it's strong, but it's not like $5 billion in calls. This is a straight-on short squeeze now. How do you trail your stops if you're already in a trend like this? For example, they know the last micro pivot will be where people will be trailing stops. Well, you pick the obvious points. Pick the obvious points where you would normally want to enter. Place your stop well beyond that. And then instead of placing your stop there, place your trade there. Now, this is blasting 56.95, so they probably knew people were trying to short 56.95. They're blasting it. Exceptionally bullish. I'm in the camp that tariffs will be nothing burger and market goes higher. Probably. Crazy move, dude. Crazy move. But that is 11:30, which means that's the end of the Bookmap stream. So, yeah, today is going to be, obviously, continue to be a spicy day. Tomorrow should be as well. If you are going to stay up and trade some overnight sessions, tonight's the night to do it. There's a lot going on. European, Asian Open, as well as into the 06, 07 time frame. Should be pretty spicy. If you have any other questions about anything, let me know. Hit me up in the channel. Hit me up in the DMs. Otherwise, I will see you all bright and early tomorrow morning. I'm out. See you.